Okay, so up to this point in 1984, we've gotten through page 69 through section 6, so that's also part of your discussion. Your overarching themes of basically questions of truth and freedom. Okay, what are those things? How do they fit? Remember, these are big concepts. The essential questions for this one: why would a government try to control information? Why would citizens go along with such a totalitarian regime? How might citizens in a totalitarian state like Oceania resist? And then you guys get to kind of freewheel, and as things develop, work with it, take things off in different directions, all right?
Okay. Why would the government try to control information? They probably are because they're trying to hide something that they did wrong. Point done.
Okay. How, like, the third question, how might citizens, like, Oceania resist? We kind of talked about it before, but, like, you have to kind of think, like, and think outside the box and find loopholes in, like, the system. Like where he did with the bookcase, and where he sits in there and he writes, and, yeah, point done.
Why would they try to control information? So it would seem, I guess, that they're perfect. I guess so.
I think their methods of controlling information are pretty faulty. Because there was, I think, like Winston's editing the newspaper, so he knows the truth and he could go and tell someone. So it's kind of hard to cover up if Colin kills all his stuff. And say that Katrina killed him. So I would know that Colin killed him. That would be really
He was killing Lena.
I don't want this constant name. Like done.
My point was just like Katrina's and Callie's. I thought that the government would control information so it wouldn't leak out, and so people would still think they're like just perfect and don't make mistakes. Like that.
Okay.
No.
I was before Jane. Anyway. When people are gonna resist, they may resist, which they most likely won't, because it sounds like they have a pretty strict military and they shut down riots or any problems very quickly. But if you did go and try to resist against them, you would have to find a loophole in the system and get together a group of people and go on a political standpoint, because if you go on physically, like attacking or something, it's not going to get very far because of the military actions. Done.
Okay, so I feel like all of these questions tie in together because if the citizens in Oceania resisted, then nobody would really know about it because the government would control the information, and then everybody else who wasn't involved in the resistance would still be going along with the totalitarian regime. Like that.
Like I kind of said yesterday, whenever he made eye contact with O'Brien, and he thought that maybe O'Brien had the same beliefs that he did, there must be more than just one who is like questioning the rule of Big Brother. So there must be a lot, so they need to find some way to come together and go against the government. We're done.
Okay. I have like two things. So my first one is, why would citizens go along with it? Is because there's gonna be some people who are totally like, they want everything to be perfect, and they're just gonna do what everyone else does because that's what is said. Like they have to do this because they said, and they just don't want to like bother with trying to change it or resist because they want everything to stay how it is. They don't want to like make any problems. And then another thing I was gonna say, on Melissa's, how she said it would be really like hard one person should make some kind of outburst or something, to let everyone know if you're a rebel, or rebellion or whatever, to do this if you want, like, something that's like really not noticeable, kind of like, oh, okay, like you wear one shoelace untied, you know, like that makes you a rebel. You know, that way people can be like, oh, you're a rebel too, you know, wanna go get coffee, you know, something like that. That way
Not
they can kind
actually
of.
saying that they're a rebel because
They have
the
no
Toastmasters.
I was just saying, like, that's a good way if they were going to try to figure it out, like, if they talk to other people, to do that, something like that. Yeah, please done.
That's what you said, they do have to be careful though, because, the thought police and everyone is gonna turn them in for like the littlest thing.
If you guys noticed, I can't remember what point, where it talks about the technology of the telescreens and how sensitive they are. And how
They go
they,
above audio levels.
yeah, well, not only that, they also measure things like heart rate.
Oh yeah, that too, so if you get like,
So if you get nervous, they're gonna know.
yeah, one with my, the thing was saying,
Or they
along
could
with that,
know.
there's the telescreen too.
And if you change your face expression, they never.
Exactly, like, talked about when they were sitting at the table, about like the littlest things, like could set up or they let them know anything, like something's wrong with him, or not. It's either Lena
It's
or
John. It's John. I think the reason why many people go along with the regime because they've been born into it, so they don't know anything else, and they're showing all the information, so they don't know how else life could go. They're just like, yeah, it seems pretty normal. I'm done.
Okay, add on to what Katrina and Tana were saying about why the government would like hide information to stay perfect and everything. So, the citizens would realize that they're right and whatever they say is right, and if they disobey it, then something like that.
Okay, I think it's me.
It's either you or Pat. You can go.
Okay, I'm gonna go on what Emma said, and someone else has what to say. If you did, make a way to show that you're rebelling against the system or whatever, there would have to be a way that people would get the information to figure out that, oh, if your shoelaces are on one foot, that means you're a rebel or something. People would have to figure out a certain way because you can't just start doing it and then they'll be like, why are you, why? You have to, you would have to like spread it to a lot of people for them to get your point. And doing that without setting off, Big Brother and the telescreen and everything would be a very difficult task because it's basically cameras everywhere and it'd be really difficult, but it might be possible. Alright, I'm done.
Martin, like the bookcase, the bookcase, that's one spot that they can't see him, but they can still like monitor his heart rate and everything, even though they can't even see him. And he found like one loophole, so there's gotta be at least another one, or a lot more, so he needs to find those but secretly without looking like he's looking for them. And then he can write it. Okay, we're done.
Okay, so back on what Colin was saying, yeah, it would be really hard to get the message down to other people without sending telescreens and stuff, but it would be possible if, say, like Callie was saying, find another loophole. Like that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying, is like, you have to find some loophole in the system for that to be able to happen. I was just kind of listening as properly, but, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, it's not like impossible though, like you guys were kind of like saying towards the beginning of that, like you would say like, oh, that can't happen, but it's possible, cause I mean, he found a loophole with the bookcase, so there's probably some other
that's a good question. I was gonna actually bring this up. Think about, like, you know, even with some of the stuff that's come out about the NSA, how the NSA has been monitoring people's, like, cell phone.
Hacking into it.
Yeah, and,
What is
you know,
that?
metadata and stuff like that. The National Security Agency.
Okay, that's what
And, you know, one of the issues is, yeah, they have oodles and oodles and oodles of data. Right?
Mhm.
But how are you gonna go through all of that? You've got all this information, but how can you monitor it all? And do you even have to?
Mhm.
In other words, think about the telescreen. Do you actually have to sit there and watch every citizen?
No.
If they think you might be, right? You know, if people think they might get caught, does that affect their behavior? As opposed to whether or not they're really being watched, just the possibility that they're being watched. Not to mention the fact that they train children to be spies, okay? So that kind of stuff.
It's like done. Hey, back with what,
I had something to say, but I know it sticks.
So do I.
No, you can't look at sticks, you have to.
back with what, someone said about how it's possible to like find loops in system, I think everyone mentioned that, but how, yes, there was a loop in like that system too, but just, it's gonna be hard to do it, like, yes, it's gonna be very, very hard to do it by himself, so he has to find other people, and with that he has to be careful, cause they could turn him in. Cause he can't just like do it by himself and just the loop in the system, like, it's gonna be very hard for him just to do something with one person. Point down.
Okay, I personally think that, and I know other people do, but I personally think that a Big Brother is like a lie. Because, A, his ages doesn't stack up with them right. B, the telescreen, not paying like attention to it, or they would know already that he's doing stuff. There's several different reasons that stack up against that Big Brother is not alive, and
And no one's seen it.
yeah, no one's ever seen him, no one's ever heard of him, well, they've heard of him, but no one's ever like heard him personally. Yeah, and so either it's somebody who's passing on his power to different people, or there is no Big Brother, and it's just a way to keep people in line thinking Big Brother's watching and he's whatever, and that'll make people just enough by hearing that say, well, I don't wanna do something that'll make them suspicious, yeah, of getting, me in trouble and killed, so.
We had six?
I think Linda still has a stick or two.
That's right there.
Just
And
Tanner.
Wait, I was gonna say that. What if there's
Kelly, you
a
have a
secret? Huh?
You have a stick?
No, but everyone's done, so I can say.
Nuh-uh.
Terry.
Emma, or Alyssa has a stick and Lynn has a stick in.
And Tara sucks.
Okay, well, I can call it over.
Me too.
Okay, so, with the loopholes, even if Winston tried to do some sort of research on the loopholes, the government could track what books he's looking at and what types of things he's going to see, and that would be another obstacle in the way of finding a loophole, and that's just one less way that Winston can find a loophole and make it harder to gather more people like that.
why they would like secretly rebel, so nothing bad would happen to them if the government found out.
Oh.
Alright, hold on then.
I have a comment I wanted to say.
Wait, I have a question for people. Who believes that Big Brother is not real?
And I sort of.
Everyone.
I believe a
I feel
person
like-
is posing
no,
as
it's
Big
Wizard of
Brother,
Oz.
but.
Yeah,
He's
like
this
Wizard of Oz.
big-
Yeah.
The great
Yeah.
house, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I
Just a
mean.
little-
That's not
not
real.
100%.
Yeah, okay.
It could just be like that.
I was
That's
gonna
what I was
say,
thinking about.
like, something about the rebellion is like, he was saying how that there's not always watching, there could be that possibility. They could cause some kind of distraction in the midst of the distraction, they could kind of like.
Distraction inside of a distraction.
What if there's
You
someone?
know
What if there's one?
No, picked up off the floor.
Listen to me.
Oh, sorry, Callie.
You didn't put a stick in.
What if there's someone who's like part of the powerful, like one of the powerful people who also wanted to change, but he can't do anything because he's such a powerful, like.
Okay, actually, that's an interesting question, just the character of O'Brien. And this has only been briefly mentioned at this point. They wear different uniforms.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
O'Brien wears black coveralls, whereas Winston and the girl are wearing blue. Winston and the girl are members of the party, but O'Brien is a member of what's called the inner party. So he's higher ranking. So if he's a sympathizer with any resistance, then yeah, that would be a
No,
case.
but what I was
The
gonna say is,
consequences would be greater for him.
Yes, Callie?
okay, so if there's someone who's on the inside who's powerful, then maybe they're the one who, like, made it so that he could have that place to write, because they want him to rebel, so they can maybe this is, because they don't agree with the leader secretly.
They like
That's
kind of know
not-
the
that's
loopholes,
weird.
like you're saying like they kind of like know the loopholes
Yeah,
in the
I'm saying,
system, so
or
they
like,
can
I'm saying
like.
there's one person
Yeah.
who knows it.
It's funny, so I'm not gonna go over